Over the last week or so, the open carry lawsuit I filed on behalf of Gun Owners of America in Florida has received a lot of attention in the media and by YouTubers. As you can imagine, that has gotten a lot of people who are following the lawsuit commenting and messaging me for updates, especially after they heard about a default judgment being entered in the case. All I have to say is, you want an update? Well, you're about to get one. Welcome to the Firearm Firm channel. I'm attorney James Phillips, and today I'm going to give a brief update on the Florida open carry ban lawsuit I'm involved in on behalf of Gun Owners of America and a named individual. If this is the first time you're hearing about this lawsuit, last month I filed a federal lawsuit in the Southern District of Florida challenging Florida's general ban on the open carry of a firearm. For those that don't know, Florida law does ban the open carry of a firearm except in very limited circumstances. If you want to know more about Florida's open carry ban, please feel free to click on the link above to watch a video I did a couple of weeks ago discussing it. I will also put a link to that video down in the description section in case you want to finish this video first. So the defendants in this case are Sheriff Pearson in his official capacity as Sheriff of St. Lucie County, the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, Thomas Beckedahl in his official capacity as State Attorney for the 19th Judicial Circuit of Florida, and the State Attorney's Office for the 19th Judicial Circuit. The complaint for declaratory and injunctive relief was filed on August 6, 2024. Sheriff Pearson and the Sheriff's Office were served on August 12th, and Mr. Beckedahl and the State Attorney's Office were served on August 9th. In a civil case, once a defendant has been served, they have 20 days to file a response to the complaint. If a defendant fails to answer within those 20 days, the clerk can enter a default judgment against them, which is exactly what happened in this case. It is not uncommon for a defendant to ask for additional time to file their response, and in this lawsuit, that is exactly what the defendants did. Prior to the 20-day deadline, attorneys for both parties requested additional time, and we agreed to give them that time. However, the defendants failed to file anything with the court letting them know of our agreement for an extension of time. The attorney for the state attorney and the state attorney's office had sent over an agreed motion for extension of time, which I signed and sent back to him prior to his 20-day deadline. But for some reason unknown, it was not filed with the court until after the default was entered against them. As for the sheriff and the sheriff's office, nothing was filed before their deadline. So yes, all defendants had a default judgment entered against them by the clerk of the court, but a final default judgment has not been entered by the court. Both defendants have filed motions to set aside the default based on excusable neglect. We are not opposing their motion and leaving it up to the discretion of the court. Now, some of you may be wondering, why are we not fighting the motions to set aside the default? Well, the reason is because prior to the defaults being entered, we had already agreed to give the defendants more time to respond. At the same time, however, we are not agreeing to the defaults being set aside. We are just leaving it up to the judge to decide if he wants to set the defaults aside or not. So we are going to have to wait and see what the judge decides to do. Now, although the court has not made a ruling on either of the defendant's motion to set aside the default, the state attorney and the state attorney's office filed a motion to dismiss the complaint for failure to state a claim. The court has given us till October the 1st to file our response to that motion, and I assure you, we will file our response in the appropriate time period. Once the court has made a ruling on the motions to set aside the default, I'll be sure to do a short video letting everyone know the outcome, so be sure to keep checking back with us. In the meantime, feel free to leave any questions you may have down below in the comments section, but please understand that since this case has some unresolved matters before the court, my answers may be limited. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Until next time, stay armed and educated.